Hi friends, welcome to the kitchen. This is what we are cooking today. In case you're concerned about your calorie intake, which we all sometimes are, this is going to be one of the options for your dinner table because this lasagna does not have actual pasta in it. We are going to replace it with zucchini, and I'm going to tell you how to make it not watery. And let's begin. Here I'm using a little bit too much zucchinis, but not all of them are going to go into the oven, but I'm going to reuse them. So I would recommend using 2 zucchinis. 2 zucchinis are enough. The main thing in slicing is to keep the thickness approximately the same. And here is the first tip of how to make your pasta not soggy. We are going to sweat the zucchinis. You can sweat them on a cutting board by layering the parchment paper or a towel or blanket underneath. You can do it in a colander, and in about 15 to 30 minutes you will start seeing water dripping off of it. Meanwhile, I'm dry sauteing 1 large onion and about 5 garlic cloves. Leave the onion and garlic to cook for around 3 to 5 minutes until the fond starts developing, and we are moving on to mushrooms. Those are fresh Portobello mushrooms, one of my favorite mushrooms and probably quite easy to get a hold of, but you can replace them with just champignon mushrooms or white button mushrooms. 200 grams approximately. As the fond has developed, we are ready to add the mushrooms, and we will allow them to release some liquid. This will happen in about 3 to 5 minutes. Because this is a lasagna, we do not want the filling to be too soggy, so we'll need the liquid to evaporate. This is what I was talking about. You can see how much water is dripping off of those zucchinis. After 15 to 30 minutes, you would like to rinse them to avoid excess salt and pat them dry with a towel. Mushrooms is one of our protein sources, and we are going to combine them with black beans, which I'm just mashing with my hands. After the mushrooms have released the liquid and most of it has evaporated, we are adding the black beans in and getting prepared with the flavor punch. 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast, half a teaspoon of Italian herbs or oregano or basil, and half of a teaspoon of garlic powder. As well as that, we are going to crush some black pepper, around 1/8 of a teaspoon. Add it to the mixture and cook it for around 3 minutes. We do not need to cook it very thoroughly because we are still going to use the oven, but it's nice to fuse the flavors together. Adding a creamy cheesy sauce was an amazing addition to this lasagna. And for that, I'm using 1 cup of soy milk, half a cup of cashew nuts, which I processed in my food processor and it turned into a really nice soft powder. So I'm adding that into the soy milk and mixing it in. Once the surface starts bubbling, I am adding 5 tablespoons of tapioca flour. You can use 3 to 5 tablespoons, and you can also use cornstarch for it. Now you have to mix it really well because now you can see it thickening and the clumps are forming. So we need to break them down, and then we're adding 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. The heat is on low here and we're mixing very well. You can see how gooey this cheese becomes. My plan is to put it into the freezer for around 2 hours to give it a mozzarella-like texture. Everything is ready, and I have around 900 grams of marinara sauce home cooked without salt, and we start the layering process. First marinara sauce, then zucchini, then a layer of our filling, marinara sauce, zucchini, filling, marinara sauce, zucchini, and repeat for 3 layers. Here is how this vegan cheese looks like after about 2 hours in the freezer. It has a very spongy, bouncy texture, not like mozzarella, but it's very delicious. I highly recommend it. Freshly cut basil and keep some aside for serving. Cover with foil, preheat the oven to 375 Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius, and bake covered for 40 to 45 minutes. Let the lasagna rest for 10 to 15 minutes before serving it. The cheese is not very stretchy, but it's definitely very creamy and it adds a lot to the flavor. Serve it with some fresh basil and enjoy. You can store it in a fridge around 3 to 4 days and in the freezer for up to 1 month. And here is nutritional value for anyone who is interested. Bon appetit, ladies and gentlemen, and let me know what you think. Now I have cooked a regular lasagna on this channel already. You can check it right here. For more whole food plant-based recipes, you can check this playlist. And I see you sometime very soon. Have a good day.